Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, there are a few sections I want to get through. The most important one is the one that is coming straight from my heart, born out of what has just happened. And for those of you who don't know, what has just happened was a tragedy hit my family. My son's father, my ex-husband, was tragically killed 2 weeks ago. And I didn't give details in my first video because I don't want to sensationalize such a thing. However, he was shot and killed. So it was not just a road accident. So it's quite a traumatic ending to a life. We are dealing with the grief. We are going through the process of everything. But obviously that puts such a new perspective on life for me and for any of you who have suffered a loss of this magnitude. Anyone who has suffered the sudden death of a loved one, even an illness, even a death through an illness, it changes your whole view of life. It rocks your world. The nature of this has rocked my world. I still feel quite shell-shocked. I still feel quite shattered. I will link the two videos where I discuss this in the description box below, so you can go back and watch those if you are new here. However, we all know we are going to die, but it's only when it happens in your immediate circle, to somebody that was part of your close family, friend circle, maybe a work relationship, somebody very close, it suddenly shocks you into this realization that, oh my God, this is temporary. We do get caught up in silly nonsense. We do get caught up in superficial things. So it's given me a fresh perspective on things like wrinkles. Who the hell cares? Who cares? Life really, you always hear these sayings, you can be hit by a bus tomorrow. And we say these things like they just roll off our tongue, but we never really mean it truly, even though we know that this can happen. And yet it can happen. The unimaginable, the absolute unimaginable has happened to me and my son in our life, and to everyone around us who loves us, holding us now. So when the unimaginable happens, you think, okay, life really is short. Even at the longest, it is short. Even if you get 100 years, that's not a lot. That is not a lot of time. Because the truth is, as much as we think we know what happens after death, we don't know. We do not know. We have ideas, we have beliefs. I love them. I hope that there is something that continues, but I don't know for sure. So all we know and all we have is the here and now. And philosophies and religions tell us this all the time, but it's only when it's brought home do you realize, okay, we only do have the here and now. And the fresh perspective it's given me is actually a beautiful one in a way. I look back at my father's life. I look back at my ex-husband's life. Both of them taken suddenly, both of them taken too soon, both of them taken not by an illness, not by a failing of the body. My father drowned in his own swimming pool, I think because he was over-medicated on anti-anxiety and sleeping tablets and antidepressants. That's all I can assume, because he swam every day of his life. So he was a swimmer. He was a good swimmer. So it's ironic that he drowned. My ex-husband shot and killed. Senseless. So senseless. So life can just be taken away. But when I look back on both of their lives and how they were at the ends of their lives, both of them were not in a good space. Both of them were troubled. My ex was just going through not a good headspace time for him, dealing with some personal issues. And my father, like I said, was depressed and on antidepressants. And I counted 5, 6 medications in his house, in his home. So I don't know what concoction he was on, what the interactions were with the medications, but I do know at the end of my father's life, he had constant tremors from all the medication. He couldn't drive properly because I think it messed up his sense perception, his perception of depth or speed. It was really like he was I don't want to just use these words lightly, but like a walking zombie, there but not there. So I look at these two lives, I look at the endings, and I just think to myself, life and all the people that love them would have wanted them to be happy. And at the end, neither of them were particularly in a good space. And it's sad, it breaks my heart that that was the case. You know, yes, if somebody is living life to the fullest and they get taken too soon, maybe that's even worse. Maybe now I can look back and say, what a blessing for both of them that they are now at peace, I hope. However, I just know with every fiber of my being, this is something I do know, is life wanted them to be happy and to find joy, and they didn't. And I urge you to please stop, pause, take a deep breath, and try and release the stress in your system. I know life is hard. I know you are burdened with worries, financial worries, health worries, relationship worries, home stress. I mean, maintaining a home is a lot of work. I know that life is always knocking us with one thing after the other. It's relentless sometimes. And sometimes to find a moment of peace, it feels impossible. But I know that I know this. You must do it. You must do it. You must, because anything truly can happen. You never know when the end is. So I'm not saying just say fuck it all and throw caution to the wind and blow up your life and just go and like live on a beach or something. We are responsible for other people in our lives, but find those moments in your day, find those gaps, find a weekend, find an evening, an afternoon, an hour, find a minute to breathe and notice and look around and say, this is still good. This is still good. Even if your heart is breaking, even if your mind is breaking, even if you're on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and believe me, I think 90% of adults walking around on planet Earth feel as if they are on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Even then, if you can just quiet your mind for a split second, just stop the noise, stop the worry, look outside a window, look at the snow, look at the rain, look at the sunshine, look at a plant, a flower, a bird, a butterfly, and let it out and just say, this is actually good, even with all the stress. I know life wants me to be happy because I know that's all my father wanted for me. It's all any parent really wants for their child. Good parents, that is. That's all any of us who had a feeling of care towards my ex-husband. And I did have a feeling of care because even though we were not together, it wasn't a lack of love. It was a personality conflict that, two different personalities will almost never resolve. And so we chose to split. But there was still the care that I always wanted him to be happy, to find joy, to find peace. And I'm assuming, I hope, I don't know how he felt about me, but I hope he felt the same. But I know we both feel that way about our son. We both want our son to find joy, to have a happy, fulfilled life, not a problem-free life, not a stress-free life. That's impossible. But to find the strength within himself to say, even in the hard moments, to say, I can do this, I will do this. Even if he takes a day to just have a meltdown, I would like my son to know that that is okay. And then after the meltdown, it's also okay to go and have a moment of joy. So I want you to know this. I want you to know that life wants you to be happy because life is us. We are life. I want my son to be happy more than anything in the whole wide world, I tell him. I love him more than anything in the whole wide world, and I want him to be happy, not silly, crazy, pleasure-seeking happy. That's fluffy happy, and that's okay. It's fine when it happens. And I don't want him to chase happiness because that also leads to misery. This endless chasing of happiness, which I see on social media, this chasing the money, chasing the car, chasing the house, chasing the dream. I've done it. We've all done it. Chasing the ideal job, the ideal relationship, the ideal vacation, the ideal amount of money in the bank. We all do it. We think, if I get that, I can just relax for a bit, I'll be happy. And then it's never enough. And so I don't want the idea of happy to become a thing to chase. I mean, what I'm talking about here, what I mean is, when I say life wants you to be happy, it wants you to notice moment by moment the joy that is here. And now I sound like Eckhart Tolle, and I see where he gets it from. When you contemplate life right close up against death, for me, the only natural conclusion is to say every moment is truly precious. I just want to share the clouds with you today. Look at them. They are so beautiful and scattered like, I don't know what, like little puffy tiles. Look at that. Puffy tiles on the sky. It's quite something. Look at that. Look at them on the horizon there. That pattern. And then, of course, the bright sunlight. Beautiful, isn't it? So, yeah. The amazing thing is obviously that mostly we get so busy we don't stop to look at the sky. And now with the recent loss of a loved one, all I'm doing is stopping and breathing in and taking in every moment, because I have just witnessed firsthand. You never know. You really never know. So please today just stop for a moment, notice and breathe. But every moment, it truly is precious. My little dog in his bed, there he is. He's happy, he's content. He can't walk properly yet. That's not stopping him from finding that joy, that contentment. He is so thrilled when he eats his food. He is so thrilled when he sees me. He is so thrilled when he has his little chicken treats to get him to walk. That is the kind of happy I mean. It's the joy in the tangible and the intangible. It's the smell a beautiful smell and take it in truly. Eat something beautiful and delicious and savor it, which I did last week. I had cupcakes and pizza in bed. Why not? So I'm sitting in bed and I'm having a cupcake and pizza feast in bed, because why not? Now I really realize that life is too short and you just got to do what makes you feel happy. Obviously not all day, every day, but it is okay to have a cupcake and pizza day in bed. Reading a beautiful line of poetry and just letting that line of poetry sink into your soul. That is the kind of joy I'm talking about. So whilst it is wonderful if you can make millions and millions, and it's wonderful if you can go on endless holidays and cruises and vacations, and I wish that for you. I wish that for you, that you find all the joy. I also want you to know that right here, right now, joy is available. It really is. Every day since I heard the terrible news, I've woken up in a state of shock, disbelief, and then this feeling of like, this can't be real. And I feel almost like I'm living in the Matrix, like, how has this one major player, this one major character just gone from the game of life? And yet that is the reality that we all must live with and we all will face at some point in time, that life will end for all of us. It will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And as I say, whether you've got 100 years or 60 years or 20 years, it's too short. It's really too short. It's always too short. So because we don't know, we never know what's around the corner for us, as has just been blatantly shown to me, you owe it to yourself and to your loved ones to be joyful, to find the joy even in times of stress. That beautiful morning cup of coffee, your favorite dress, your favorite perfume, your best makeup, whatever it is for you, going for your runs. That is it for me. I love running. Not every day. I tried that challenge. I've told you guys I gave up on that challenge. Every day is too much. I mean, I'm 46 now, but you find your things, the things that bring you joy, and you keep them in your life and you bring them into your life. And you cannot always, these people that talk about just manifesting your dream life, it's not always possible. You can't always get your dream life, but in the life you have now, you can get joy. You really can, because it's about stopping, opening your eyes, looking around and seeing. If you have legs that work, wow, be joyful. If you have a pet that you adore and that adores you, be grateful and joyful. If you have food that you love in your cupboard, what a blessing. And so it's okay. It's really okay to feel happy. It is okay to feel happy. And that's what my ex would have wanted for our son. And that's what I want for my son. And I can see this little boy struggling and he's not happy right now, obviously. I mean, obviously. But that will be the next phase along the healing journey, is to tell him you owe it to yourself to find joy, because what else are we here for? What else are we here for? Sure, we are here to help one another. We are here to be kind to one another. We are not here to fight with each other and cause grief. I know that as well from the bottom of my soul and my heart. If you are in conflict with somebody and you think that you would regret it, please resolve that conflict. Please resolve that conflict today if you can. I am at peace knowing that if I were to go tomorrow, there is nothing I would change about the way I've interacted with people. And that is such a blessing for me. In my heart, I know that I could leave here with a clean conscience. I could leave here knowing that I said my say in the best way possible. I always tried to communicate with love. I didn't always get it right. I don't always get it right, but I guarantee it 100,000%. I don't regret the way I am in the world. I do regret certain things, of course I do, and I can look back and say I shouldn't have done certain things, and I can look back and say I wish I'd taken a different life path. I sometimes think I should have studied psychology, maybe. I don't know. The older you get, sometimes the harder that is. You know, you think about it and you think, oh, 7 years to get going. And I know that 46 is young, but it does seem, 7 years seems long. But there's nothing I would regret about the way I am with people. And I'm glad. And I'm glad. And so if you feel in any way that you wish you could be different, don't waste time. Please don't waste time. Just take it from me. Don't waste time. That got deep. And while we are on the deep topic, I would like to wrap up this deep section of the video by sharing a favorite quote of mine and just mulling on it for a bit. My favorite quote is the Rumi quote, which says, "The wound is the place that the light enters you." And I've loved that quote for years and years. And I remember when I got divorced from my ex-husband, I had to move into the little granny flat on my mom and stepdad's property. It was attached to their house. And I actually painted that quote on the wall. They allowed me to just paint on the wall. And I painted that quote in red on the wall because I was feeling very heartbroken, very wounded, to be honest, at that point in my life. And I kept thinking, I feel cracked. I feel broken. I feel shattered. But I wanted to let the light in. I didn't want that to harden me. And so I held on to that quote. But now I look at that quote and I think about people in the world and I think, unfortunately, for most people, where they are wounded, they shut down. They seal off, they wall off, they build a wall, they toughen up, they don't let the light in. They don't let their shattered heart or their broken spirits crack them wide open. They often collapse in on themselves. They do this and they don't let the light in. And so I would love to hear your thoughts on that quote, which I find so beautiful. Maybe there is an added part to that quote that I could add, which is, the wound is the place where the light enters you if you allow it. If you allow it. I need to show everyone Yogi's harness. Goes on his back legs here. You strap him in, you see it goes around the little back legs. And then there's handles. So literally he'll be like a puppet on a string. Sorry, got under your foot there. So I wanted to answer the question, how am I doing now? As you guys can hear and see, I am doing a lot better. My whole perspective has changed, as you can hear and see throughout this video. I'm coping day by day, minute by minute some days. Some days I am trying to get back into normal life. I went to the gym yesterday. It felt really weird and really surreal, but it was good to talk to people and just be back in life. I have had a few days where, like the one day I went out to my favorite coffee shop alone. I just sat there. I looked at the decor. I had my favorite crushed iced coffee drink. These guys make a mean one. So it's a little coffee shop down the road from me. I had my very favorite meal, toasted chicken mayonnaise sandwich with my crushed iced coffee. And I just allowed myself to sit there, film a little bit, and feel my feelings. And slowly I am getting back to somewhat of a semblance of normalcy. It's not there yet. The memorial is coming up. So I think once the memorial has happened, that allows us all to grieve collectively, and then hopefully we can start to allow some proper healing. I know my son is taking it really hard. He has gone now into a bit of a shutdown mode, which is also normal, and I can't dictate to him how to grieve. So I can only be there and let him lead the way, watch, see what he needs, be gentle with him. Nitro, where's the tail? He's such a waggy dog. Shame. I took my son shopping for smart clothes for his father's memorial, and we sat down. He had a McDonald's, I had a Starbucks chicken mayonnaise, and we just sat together. And I know it's not under wonderful circumstances, but I am so hyper aware of the blessing that I get to be here with my son. And it doesn't seem fair that I'm the one who gets to be here and his father no longer does, but I am not wasting that opportunity. And I never did. I was always wired that way. I don't know why. Something about, since I was 16, I've had this very philosophical kind of mindset. I guess a lot of us do. I'm sure you do as well, especially if you're watching my channel. You know that there is something deeper and more meaningful to life. We're not just here to pay bills and then die. And I've always cherished people and the moments and the day-to-day small little moments, like the sun coming out, going for my run, which I love, and I will not give it up, even if the sun is bad for my skin. So anyway, we're sitting there in the Starbucks, he having his McDonald's, I was having my toasted chicken mayonnaise, leaving the crust, and I just drank in the moment. This is good. Even under these sad, awful circumstances, this moment is good. He is with me. He is safe. He's eating his favorite burger. I'm having my favorite meal, and this is good. And that is the kind of happiness I'm talking about. It is that happiness that you can unlock for yourself in every moment. Okay, maybe not every moment. There are some moments that are too much to bear. And in those moments, you just have to go right through them. And the other thing I've learned, and I want to say this, the whole world needs to know this, you will not break from crying. I'm living proof. I've cried and cried and cried, and I'm here and I can still smile. And you will not break from huge, intense emotions. You can feel them, let them crash on you like waves. You will be okay. And in fact, I wrote in my diary, and I want to read it to you. This is what I wrote last week. It's funny how the grief transmutes and changes day by day. Yesterday, I was racked with tears. I couldn't stop crying. Today, I feel so much lighter. It reminds me of weather. It can only rain and storm for so long, and then the clouds are empty and the sun does come out again. Human emotions are very much like the weather. And I've noticed that in the grieving process, there are heavy days and then there are lighter days, and there are heavy moments and lighter moments. And I also realized it's okay to sit at a coffee shop and feel joy, even in the midst of this grief. And so I know you deserve to be happy and you should be happy. And I want you to aim for your best life. Please do so. But don't get so caught up in the chasing that you miss the here and the now. You miss what's right in front of you, the goodness that is all around you. And I want you to see that you are your own blessing. You are your own source of joy. You are alive. You can breathe. You can smell. You can taste. You can touch. You can hug. You can love. You can speak. You can dance. You can sing. Well, not all of us can sing, but you can be your own source of joy. And every moment that you stop and look and are aware, you're actually feeling happiness. And that really is the message I keep feeling in my soul that I need to share. And yes, a lot of what I've talked about on this channel has been very superficial, but excuse me. But the superficial is deep, and the deep is superficial, and the two do go hand in hand. And so whilst death has shown me that worrying about my cellulite is really a waste of my time and energy, I probably will worry about it again one day. When I put on a bikini, I'm going to go, oh, roll my eyes. But these are things that we are taught to worry about. These are not true internal worries. I really don't care about my wrinkles anymore, and that is wonderful. I'm just so grateful that I'm here, that I get to be here on planet Earth for now, guiding this little boy. And my heart is so full of love for my son, for you guys, for being here with me, for spending the time with me. And I value it so much. I cannot explain how much I value it. I read each and every comment, and the connection that I am building with you guys is so valuable that I will continue to do YouTube until I run out of air. I think probably, well, maybe not until I run out of air. I'm sure there may be a day when I hang up my YouTube hat, but I'm so grateful that I get to talk to you and that I have this little tiny, tiny space on the internet that is mine. And speaking of which, I am also so grateful, by the way. Thank you, Ada Jones. She ordered and bought from me a training program. So she just was asking me whether I do online personal training. And I said I can give her a training program. I don't really know yet how to do like virtual training, but I can create a training program for you guys if you want a 3-day split, a 4-day split, a 5-day split, any kind of training program focusing on various body parts. So that was wonderful. It gave me so much joy to do that for her and to know that somebody valued my knowledge enough to pay. So I'm going to make that available to all of you guys as well. Training programs available. Email me. I will leave my email address in the description box below, and we can chat. I can sort of design something that you want and that is maybe at your level, and we can take it from there. So I'll send you the PayPal links as well. That's how she did it. I'm not tech savvy. I don't have a website, but I do realize that some of you value my knowledge, and so I'm making that available. And also diet plans I can make available based on your needs. So that's another thing that you can email me, we can discuss, and then I can put something together for you. And I also thought, and I don't know if this is crazy, but maybe we could do, like the one lady was asking whether I do consultations about HRT. I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't really talk about HRT from like a medical perspective, but I do realize that a lot of us just want somebody to bounce ideas off of. So let me know if you would like to consult with me about anything. It's always a possibility. Drop me an email. I am available. I thought maybe I need to make myself more available to you guys in a wiser, older, or younger friend aspect. If there's something you need clarification on in your life, if I could help, I would help. It's something we could discuss going forward. I don't know what that could be. And lastly, I want to tell you guys how Yogi is doing. So I still have to walk him in his harness, and my son videoed it. So I'm going to put that video clip over as I talk now. So the little harness holds his back legs up, as you guys can see in this video. And I have to walk him. I do it about 2, 3, 4 times a day, depending on my time and energy levels. But Yogi is doing really well. He went for his second physio session yesterday, and he's starting to walk. So that is a joy and a blessing. And again, I'm finding such joy, and it's so gratifying to see how I am helping this dog rehabilitate. I have to also do a little doggy massage on him along his little scar and on his back. I'm grateful that I have the time to do it, and I'm finding those moments of joy. And I know that life wants me to be happy. My dad would have wanted it for me. I know my mom wants me to be happy. I feel that way about my son. And we are life. The collective us, we are life. And I want you to be happy. I want you to find those moments. So I know that life wants me to find those moments. Life doesn't want me to wallow in misery and stress and self-doubt and anger and resentment and all the things that we worry about. It wants me to be joyful here and now. So let me get Yogi, and Yogi just wants to come say hello to you ladies. Here he is. He says, hello ladies. Hello ladies. Say, I'm starting to walk nicely. Mommy's taking very, very good care of me. Eh, Emma? Yes, I am. See, he's such a chill dog. You can pretty much do what you want with him. Hey, Yogs. Hey, lift your head up so that I can see you. And I want to end off this video by showing you guys a fail. This is a mascara fail that I bought thinking, well, I mean, the packaging is lovely. It's a L'Oreal mascara. It says Volume Million Lashes. Thinking, wow, the packaging looks so cool. I don't know why I don't just stick to my favorite, the brush. Also, there, am I getting it in? Looks really nice. And all I can say is that volumizing, it is not. So why they call it Volume Million Lashes, I don't know. This, far better. This is my go-to. It's cheaper than this one. This is the Maybelline Colossal Volume 100% Black. I find this the perfect, it's actually the mascara that I'm wearing today now. I will show you guys. I don't know if you can, I actually don't know if on camera any of the mascaras look any different, because often I watch YouTubers when they demonstrate like different mascaras. To me, it all looks the same. But anyway, let me show you Yogi now. He's plonked down. I'm going to have to get him to walk later. There, he's just sleeping. But so I just wanted to share with you that this mascara, it's quite separating. It's very natural looking. Nothing wrong with it per se. But this is still my favorite. I did show you another Maybelline one a while back, which is also good. I actually think Maybelline is like the mascara brand. So I wanted to end off this video on a lighter note because unfortunately, life does go on. It sucks, but it does. And on the day that I pass to the other side, wherever that may be, whatever that may be, I want people to go on not feeling sad, not feeling distraught. I know some people will for a short space of time because I exist and I'm meaningful to them. But I want them to still find the joy, get on with their life, and life does go on. And while we are here, that is what we are here for. We are here for joy. We are here for a rich experience. We are here to feel things as well. We are not here to just be like a robot going through our days. And I know that that is how life happens for all of us. We just get caught up in the day-to-day, the humdrum, the never-ending drudgery of life. Please take a moment, stop, pause, breathe, and see your life for what it is. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye. If we look at the sky now and we pan up, we will get to the moon. There's the moon over there. And the clouds. It is like 6 a.m. in the morning. Beautiful. And you can hear the birds. There's birds. There's the birds.